What do you think of him?
I like James.
What was your first impression of Gabby?
She seems cooler than me. She seems like a really tasteful Amy Winehouse kind of person.
It's like when people make me laugh and are like honest. Which is funny because everybody I've dated has, really not been that honest.
I feel like we don't owe each other that kind of honesty up front necessarily.
Do you think there's a correlation between being funny and not being able to be honest?
Maybe.
Do you think that maybe because you're funny, you turn everything into a joke so you don't feel like you have to tell the truth?
Yeah, dude, maybe. Because I think about myself and I'm like, oh, I'm dishonest in a lot of ways.
How?
I just have been in relationships.
Have you ever cheated?
I'm sure there are people who would say yes.
Cheating or other things?
Yeah, cheating. I've done it a few times.
What makes you cheat?
Immature. I think I'm out of that phase now in my life, just because I've done it too many times and it's a nightmare, and then I've had it done to me, and it's just so ugly on everybody's end.
Just to have sex?
I didn't even have sex with the guy. I gave him a blowjob.
Wow, but honestly, that's the worst way of cheating I've ever heard.
I want attention, so I'm gonna go get it from someone else and see if people still like me and want to have sex with me. Like, it's just like ego and insecurity. I was married.
What?
Yeah.
You're a Leo. You're an Aries.
I love Aries.
I dated a Leo for like 3.5 years.
Wow.
You guys are one. That's like
goes.
the most compatible zodiacs. I just want to read off what I was looking up. This is such a warm and passionate connection in which sparks fly around all the time. They have a sexual connection that cannot be interrupted, changed, or faded.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just leave it there just because that felt correct. And I don't feel like reading what happened after that. But I just let you guys think it's perfect. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic about each other.
This is so vulnerable. I'm so bad at this.
It is.
This is very scary.
You seem brave.
Thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. You seem very humble.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a very distinct and put together aesthetic.
Wow. We can say anything. You seem like you have a big dick. No. You seem very friendly and open, and I really admire that.
Thank you. We are on camera.
That's what you have when you have a big dick. I'm sorry.
It's a little early to talk about my dick. I want to hear your comedy. I bet it's funny.
No, you don't. I'm nervous. I hate complimenting. It's so hard. James, you have a very nice smile and kind eyes.
Thank you.
Yes.
How sweet of you.
Yeah.
So do you.
Thank you.
Anyway, I guess, what would you say is one of your most terrible memories?
God. There's a time. One time my dad found naked pictures of me on the computer. That was really embarrassing.
I got caught with a lot of porn too.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
This is a dark one. I remember. I was really young. I was maybe 7 or 8, and I was sleeping over at my mom's best friend at the time was our next door neighbor, or she's the neighbor across the street. Can't believe I'm saying this.
She was like newly 15, like high school relationship. We were like going to shows and stuff. And we were both virgins until we both weren't. And then
It's a funny way of saying you lost your virginity to each other.
Yeah, we had sex, and it was actually pretty good. As far as like
And I was sleeping at her house. She was like babysitting me, and my dad came over like really drunk or something, and I was like sleeping in the bed next to my mom's friend, and my dad starts like coming onto this woman.
That fucking blows.
That fucking blew.
You know, I don't know about you. I love dirty talking. I think it's like tons of fun. And one day she left her AIM window open on her computer, and her very overbearing mother, I to this day dislike this person, found it and printed it out.
No.
And just like made it, she like fucking nailed it to the church like Martin Luther.
And I remember just laying there like mortified, and like she was drunk and my dad was like kind of fucked up, and she was like, your daughter's in the bed, and my dad was like, well, it's okay, she's asleep. And I just remember laying there like,
I'm going to delete myself.
Yeah, it was awful. That they like made out or something. I don't know, I was so young, I like blocked it out of my memory.
We were being real fucking vulgar.
Yeah.
And then they were like telling us what we had. They were like reading us bits of our language back to us, and I was like, no, stop, don't ever quote me
That's
like
awful.
that.
That's awful.
You terrible mom.
Falling in love with Leah Lamarr.